In this video, we're going to be writing equations of lines from 2 points. So we're given 2 points. There's a line that passes through those 2 points. We have to write the equation of that line. Remember, it's y equals mx plus b is our equation, where the slope is m and b is the y-intercept. Okay. So first thing we have to do is find our slope. We're going to find our slope and our y-intercept for each line. We always start by finding the slope. So our slope is our change in y over our change in x. Our change in y is our ending y, which is -2, minus our beginning y, which is 0. Our change in x is our ending x, minus our beginning x, which is 0. Well, -2 minus 0, anything minus 0 is the number you started with, so -2. And 5 minus 0 is 5. So our slope is 2 over 5. So this line goes down 2, forward 5. Down 2, forward 5. All right, y equals mx plus b. Now notice, if I use this point right here, and I substitute 0 for x, then the whole mx part is just going to disappear, because anything times 0 is 0. And the y is going to be 0. We're going to end up with b equals 0. So you can kind of anticipate what's coming, but I'm going to show you that it will also get the same result if I use this point right over here. So I'm going to substitute, well, first of all, I'll substitute our slope, which is -2 over 5. Now we're going to substitute x and y from one of our points. I'm going to deliberately pick the more difficult one over here. So we'll substitute -2 for y. I'm going to substitute 5 for x plus b. Let's see, -2 equals, so -2/5 times 5, just a little bit of work over here on the side, -2/5 times 5. Well, if I have, forget the negative for a second, if I have 2/5, so I have 2 of something, and I multiply it times 5, then I have 10 of those things. So -2/5 times 5 is 10/5. And of course it was negative, so it's -10. And -10 divided by 5 is just 2. Of course it's a -2. So over here we have -2 plus b. Now we're going to add 2 to both sides. Well, -2 plus 2 is 0. That's 0 equals b. Okay. So we write our equation. Y equals our slope, which is -2/5 x, plus our y-intercept. We could write plus 0, but usually you wouldn't do that. Okay. Just cross that off. So our answer is just y equals -2/5 x. Alright, next up here, we've got 0.15, and we have 0, -3. So first we're going to find our slope. Change in y, or change in x. We have our ending x, which is our ending y, which is -3, minus our beginning y, which is 5. Our ending x, which is 0, minus our beginning x, which is 1. -3 minus 5 is -8. 3 degrees below drops another 5. 0 minus 1 is -1. The two negatives cancel each other out, and 8 over 1 is simply 8. So our slope is 8. This line goes up 8, forward 1, up 8, forward 1. Next, we're going to write out our equation. Y equals mx plus b. We're going to substitute 8 for our m. That's our slope, x plus b. We're going to pick one of these 2 points. Again, the easy one would be 0, -3, because I substitute 0 for x, and this whole term just disappears. But again, I'm going to use the more complicated one just to show you that we're still going to get -3 as our y-intercept. So we'll substitute 5 for y, 8x, 8, substitute 1 for x, plus b. 5 equals 8 times 1 is 8, plus b. Subtract 8 from both sides. Well, 5 take away 8 is -3. And that's our y-intercept, the place where the line crosses the y-axis. So just write out our full equation. Y equals m, that's 8, x plus b, which is -3. So actually I should write -3. There we go. Next up, we have see, we're going through these 2 points here. We'll start by finding our slope, change in y over change in x. Our change in y is going to be our ending y, that's 3, minus our beginning y, negative 1. Our change in x is our ending x, minus our beginning x, which is 0. 3 minus negative 1 is the same as 3 plus 1. 3 plus positive 1, so that's 4 over 4 minus 0, which is 4. And 4 over 4 is just 1. So now we have our equation, y equals mx plus b. Our slope is 1, so I'll replace the m with the 1, x plus b. And of course, I've written that in there, but that's not really necessary. If you have a 1x, you just write it as x. Now pick one of our 2 points. Again, the easy point would be 0, negative 1. I'm going to pick the more difficult one just to show you that we're still going to end up with negative 1 as our y-intercept. So I'm going to replace y with a 3 equals x plus, and x is 4. Sorry. 4. I replace the x with a 4 and y with a 3 from here, from these 2 points here, plus b. Then I subtract 4 from both sides. 3 minus 4 is negative 1 equals b. And there's our y-intercept, negative 1. Now we just write out our equation. Y equals m, which is 1. I don't have to write the 1. X. And our b is negative 1. So instead of plus a negative 1, I'm going to write minus 1. There we go. All right. Last example here. And we've got our 2 points. First of all, we're going to find our slope, change in y over change in x. Our change in y is our ending y, it's negative 3, minus our beginning y, which is 5. Our change in x is negative 5, minus our ending x minus our beginning x, which is negative 4. Negative 3 minus 5, that's 3 below, drops another 5. It's negative 8. And see, negative 5 minus a negative 4 is the same as negative 5 plus positive 4, which would be a negative 1. And the two negatives cancel each other out. We end up with 8 over 1, which is simply 8. So now, y equals mx plus b. Our m, that's our slope, is 8. Y equals 8x plus b. Now we're going to substitute one of these 2 points. It doesn't really matter. I'll pick this one for no apparent reason. Replace the 5, or y with 5, so that's our y coordinate, equals 8. Replace the x with a negative 4, plus b. Let's see, that's 5 equals 8 times negative 4. 8 times 4 is 32. This is a negative 32, plus b. So we're going to add 32 to both sides. 5 plus 32 is 37 equals b. So then we have our y-intercept. It's 37. So this line crosses the y-axis at y equals 37. So let's write our equation. Y equals our slope, which is 8, x plus our y-intercept, which is 37. And we're done. Good luck with the rest of these.